If required, we can have another round of discussion as well.
Yeah. So open. You have read the question?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So what I'm asking is, if you go towards Manning,
Mhm.
over
Hmm.
Manning, yes, over Manning. It is saying it
Mhm.
is possible to employ up to 150 workers over the entire company. Then are
तो
needed.
ये जैसे अगर हम लोग अनस्किल्ड X1 माने, सेमी स्किल्ड X2 माने, स्किल्ड को X माने, तो 500 X1 plus 800 X2 plus 500 X3 should be less than equal to 150. ये इक्वेशन होगी.
हाँ, that is fine.
हम्म.
बट एक ऊपर आप ये बोल रहे हैं कि बेसिकली जो आपके टोटल एम्प्लॉय जितने हायर करने की रिक्वायरमेंट है उससे ये अबव 150 तक जा सकता है, राइट?
हम्म.
एंड गो अबव द ओरिजिनल क्वेश्चन नाउ. वन टेबल इज देयर, यू कैन गो अबव. So in that, no, just go above. Yes. So this is the requirement. So if it's in year one, right, it is required like unskilled 1,000 and semi-skilled 1,400 and skill is 1,000. If we add the overmanning, so that means it can go less than equal to 1,150, 1,400 plus 150, right? So jo rest, jo other equation that we will be forming, right? The sum of total employees, etc. That should be, I was thinking, is this count plus
नहीं
150
नहीं नहीं
less
नहीं,
than.
आप थोड़ा कंफ्यूज हो रहे हैं. देखिए यहाँ पे क्या है, एस्टिमेटेड मैन पावर रिक्वायरमेंट फॉर फ्यूचर ईयर्स. ठीक है, इतना हमें चाहिए. ठीक है, ये बोल रहा है. ओवर मैनिंग बोल रहा है कि उतना मैक्सिमम हम लोग एक्सटेंड कर सकते हैं अगर चाहिए हो.
Above,
अगर हम लोग,
above on this number plus 150. That's what I am saying.
मुझे ऐसा लगता है मेरी अंडरस्टैंडिंग के हिसाब से कि
ये तो
500
cost है.
एक्स.
Cost is a different thing. See, cost तो at the end we need to do calculation, minimize, maximize. I'm saying one equation that we are forming. ये जो इसने भी लिखी है, और now you can open the sheet. जो मैंने एक Excel sheet open करी है ना.
एक मिनट.
See, one of the equation will be simply, right, the sum of total unskilled employee in year one or whatever from recruitment. Open my Excel sheet, then later on we will go towards him.
Yeah.
What I'm saying, the total count for given kind of category people in a year will affect by this overmanning. So that's what I was getting suggestions. Open my sheet, like I will tell you.
I think this one is yours, right?
Okay, okay, yes. इसमें आप that colors are coming for you.
No colors.
Lines color, lines and all.
No, I didn't see any colors here.
Strange, actually, I have shared the lines and all.
Okay,
Okay.
it is
Now it's
fine.
loading. I think your computer is slow or something. So what I'm saying, suppose in year one to two, if we are seeing the calculations, right? Total unskilled workers in year two. So it can come directly from unskilled people who are remaining in year one, and it can come from yellow line and green line as well. Okay, so one of the equation for year two is unskilled worker from all these three sources should be equal to 500 as per the requirement. But my doubt is if we should add
You mean
should be
these three errors?
that should be less than equal to 500 plus 150. Means it should be greater than equal to 500 and less than equal to 500 plus 150. That's what I want to know because we have been using overmanning. So that's the same thinking you guys have, or you have something else?
Hi, Nishant.
Hello.
So we were actually discussing his solution. What Ashutosh is saying that for this 500, it should range between 500 to 500 plus 150. That is between 500 to 600 should be the value of these three. Is what he's saying. And let's read the question once again. So as we are in sync and where we are talking. So I'll quickly read the question. Manufacturing company is modernizing its production process. As such, the company is undergoing a number of changes that will affect the manpower requirement over the next few years. This is causing the unrest with the labor union. Your analytic consulting group has been called to find a workable solution. Owing to the installation of new high-tech machinery, the company is pushing forward, obtaining fewer unskilled and more semi-skilled and skilled workers. In addition, forecast indicates that downturn in business is expected in the next year that will reduce the need for workers in all three categories. The estimated manpower requirement for the next 3 years is this. Okay. And the company wishes to decide its policy with regards to the following requirements over the next 3 years. First is recruitment. मुझे लगता है इसको अगर हम लोग ईयर बाय ईयर करेंगे ना थोड़ा सा सिंप्लीफाइड हो जाएगा. अगर पहले फर्स्ट ईयर के लिए रिक्रूटमेंट, रिटेनिंग, रिडंडेंसी और शॉर्ट टर्म वर्किंग ले लें, फिर सेकेंड ईयर का करें, फिर थर्ड ईयर का करें तो शायद इजी रहेगा. निशांत,
Vatsala, did you try to solve it already once?
I think Ashutosh has solved.
See, I draw the same thing like year wise. Let me, if you want me to explain what I have done.
You can explain, please. With the question, let's go one by one. Let's first discuss on the loss rate.
नहीं, question तो पढ़ा है मैंने. I'm not sure if others have also read.
I've read once, but I wanted to read one more time. There is a national deterioration of workforce. ठीक है, तो वर्कफोर्स लॉस फर्स्ट ईयर में 25%, 20%, 10% है. ठीक है, आप एक्सप्लेन करिए.
हाँ, मैं एक्सप्लेन करता हूँ.
आवाज इको हो रही है.
Is it fine?
Okay, I'm mute.
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you, Ashutosh.
Yeah, Ashutosh, I'm muting myself. I think there was some echo in the voice. So you can explain your solution if you want, then we can discuss with Nishant's one.
Are you guys able to see my screen?
No, actually, I think I am. Okay. Yes. Okay. Yeah, it's visible.
So I actually mark unskilled as US, semi-skilled SS, skilled as, and fire or redundant F as recruited R, and contract or overmanning as C. What I did is like we start with the current year and then year 1, year 2 and year 3. So as per if we read the question properly, so it is saying that every employee has been initially the current year, all the employees are having tenure more than 1 year. It has written there is no recent recruitment, so the entire workforce has been employed for more than 1 year. That means less than 1 year calculation is not will not work for first year. And I usually considered this loss rate or fire rate for greater than this 10% for the cost calculation. Other thing what I did is like kind of recruitment. So recruitment is it is saying that maximum outside recruiter. So I put one recruiter node contract. This is over contract employee. Recruitment means hiring its own employee. Contract means like just outside like contract guys, which will be for 1 year, 2 year, and firing will be, it will be fired on next year and those. So as per like what from the understanding, what I felt is unskilled worker, and also there is a retraining thing is as well. So retraining, they mostly talk about the one level up or one level down. It cannot happen that unskilled will go to directly skill level or something. So as per this understanding, I prepare this chart like unskilled can go to next level as unskilled, or unskilled can become semi-skilled, or it will be fired. Same like semi-skilled can become semi-skilled in next year and become skilled in year one, and either it some of that population will become fired. And same is for skilled guys. Skilled will be directly skilled and fired. Contract and outside will be so first year there is some contract employee that you can hire. And I didn't add the recruiting thing because year one it is saying all the employees are kind of greater than 1 year tenure. So I think it. Do you guys think it's a mistake? Our note should come under current as well, right? It could be one
ये
mistake.
कॉन्ट्रैक्टर वाला फिर से एक्सप्लेन करिए ना एक बार.
Contract means it is saying overmanning part, that you can hire employees, you can get contract employees from outside, and these employees would be it can go up to 150 for a given category of people. So
150 or 500? Okay, it's for
150 over the entire company, and individually like it. This is just a cost calculation is simple. It will be just a multiple, but right now we are more focused on the like numbers or equation. Cost is just for maximizing, minimizing. It is just factor. So 150 would be the maximum contract employees. It can go from the C node to any of these three nodes. So this was the thing I built. Like for current year, we will be having unskilled, semi-skilled, skilled, and contract. So my first question is, should I have recruiting as well for the first year? Because one doubt was that it is saying that there's no recent recruitment, right? All the entire workforce has been more than right. So I didn't add the R node here. That is one doubt. And subsequently for each of the year 1, 2, and 3, we would be having R node. So you guys understood the acronym or those things, or shall I explain again?
And 1 second. See, recruitment, it's possible to recruit a limited number of workers from outside. So this is for the year one, right? He might recruit. So what you're referring previously was what has happened till now. See, loss rate is for till now, right? I think recruitment is for now. Like, so basically you want to predict for this year, right? For year on what will happen. So you can, I think, still go ahead and recruit people. There's no limitation, right?
So R node I will add here as well. Okay. And other thing is that I didn't consider the downward training, right? It is written as if you can also downgrade an employee, because like semi-skilled can become a skilled person can become a semi-skilled. Either we reduce its duties or something, right? So why I didn't add that node is if we draw that node, it will become a firing person, or because it's a deterioration in the working quality, and the cost is 0. So we didn't add that line. That is one understanding I have. So this is the
we
catch.
can do
And
two things. We can either add it later because I think sir is also going to explain during this next week. And the second thing is he has also mentioned list out the assumptions we are doing. So in the assumption, we can say we didn't assume that, we didn't take this into consideration.
No, for this assumption, my reason is that if we consider a line from skilled to semi-skilled or semi-skilled to unskilled, it will
Mhm.
become deteriorate and become a firing in the next year, because and the cost is zero. Right, the retraining make them skill downgrading to lowest possible at no, but it is expected 50% live in addition to the natural workforce deterioration.
Mhm.
So if we add that, co- it is actually so I haven't added that thing. So we just want to understand from you guys, right? E-
I think we can leave it for now. Let's see, because
Mhm.
um, it gets getting complicated a bit later. So I think for now, I think we can keep it,
And
ignore
another
it.
reason for that I thought is because if you see these numbers, right, currently 2000 unskilled or 1500, and in question what he wants is some kind of a project plan or approach or strategy, where at the end of 3 years all the unskilled people will become zero and workforce will become semi skilled or skilled.
Hmm.
So idea was that they never want to downgrade an employee. It's always an upward movement. So either semi-skilled guys become skilled or unskilled become semi-skilled, but it's always an increase in workforce for semi-skilled or skilled. And unskilled guys we cannot want at the end, so it's never a downward degradation. That's why I didn't added a line from skilled to semi-skilled or something. And
Makes sense. And, I think
mhm,
it's okay. We
mhm.
can
And
we
yeah,
can see
so
this
after
later.
that I put these numbers. So if you can see, current is 2000, 1500, 1000, and year one is 1000, 1400, and two, 2000. Year one. Oh yeah, yeah, 1000. Correct. It's horizontal. So year two is 500, 2000, and 1500, and 0 and 25. So another doubt which I asked Vatsala as well, that these are the numbers are requirement, right? But in overmanning or contract hiring, it is saying one case that it is possible to employ up to 150 workers above the entire company that is needed. So my calculation that is working for some of these nodes. So if I like just rank these one, so how I rank is like these are small unskilled US acronym, and I just put X and A, B, and C and D. So Y1 means year one, Y2 means year two, Y3 means year three. So if we are black line, it is mean going from X Y1 year from unskilled, right? Then it is Y1 year X that is line going to semi-skilled, and then the same node that is going to firing, that is F. So these acronyms, middle acronym is year, after year it will be the end node, and before that is a line node. And I draw these for each of the years. I draw these. I name these variables as for year one, all these vertical, and year two and year three. So this is the convention I have used. And some of the equations that I am forming is like some of the nodes should be equal to. So suppose if we are calculating the number of unskilled workers, right? So unskilled workers is coming from this like CY1. Where is CY1? US. So that is one green line is coming for year one, and then CY1 S, where it is semi-skill, and CY1 S skilled workers. So if this contract employees, that is all the contract employees that is from the current year to year one, that count should be less than equal to 150, right? So that is the one equation, like green node, which is a contract hiring each year, that should be less than equal to 150. That is the one equation. So similarly, we will build for this contract hiring for year 2 node and all. Another is I had a doubt is that when we calculate the sum at each node, it should be greater than equal to 1000. Still they written as the requirement here is 2000 or 1000 for unskilled. But if we do the contract hiring, it can go beyond 1000 plus 150. So for all the people, all the calculations for like unskilled node, what I'm saying, it should be like all the black green node should be greater than 1000, greater than equal to 1000, but less than 1000 plus 150. Because like this is the requirement.
No,
but
why
if we
greater
do,
than 1000?
Hmm?
Why greater than 1000?
Because we are doing over contract hiring, and contract hiring is saying that it is possible to employ up to 150 workers over the entire company that is needed. So maybe like these out of over hiring, X number of over hires goes to unskilled. So that is the one doubt I have asked in the beginning. What you guys have thought about this thing?
No, one
So
second. It's possible to employ up to 150 workers over the entire company than are needed.
So basically, in
Okay.
like current year to year 1, all the green nodes should be less than equal to 150. Part of that green node, which is like CY1 US, year 1 and going to unskilled, that is coming suppose as some 10 people or 50 people. So requirement was 1000, but these 10 people are coming from contract hiring. So my doubt was that if we calculate write one equation for sum of all the incoming to unskilled, like unskilled for year 1, it should be like this node that is XY1 unskilled plus this green one, that is CY1 unskilled. It should be, what I'm saying is what kind of calculation you guys have done for this. My suggestion, it should be like this. What's your thought like on this 1000 plus 150?
नहीं 150 ठीक है, मुझको वो 1000 समझ में नहीं आ रहा, लाइक
1000 से क्योंकि रिक्वायरमेंट ये है ना 1000 है
नहीं, वो
फर्स्ट
रिक्वायरमेंट
ईयर.
नहीं है ना, दैट इज एस्टिमेटेड, राइट?
हाँ, so estimated we need to maintain this requirement. Estimated manpower requirement for the next 3 years, the company wishes to decide with regard over the next 3 years. So we need to match this thing, right? Policy could be to minimize the cost or minimize the firing, or that is a separate thing. But we need to, our goal should be as this demand should be of this one, right? We need to match these many people. This is our demand node, right? So I'm saying the demand equation what I am figuring is greater than equal to 1000 and 1000 plus 150. So that is one doubt. What you guys have
ओके,
thought.
ठीक है, देखते हैं. वो
And
150 वाला ठीक है.
and now let's go to firing thing. So firing, what I did
नहीं
is
1 सेकंड, और एक चीज है उधर. इट्स ओवर द एंटायर, सो इट इज जस्ट अनस्किल्ड नहीं होगा ना, सो इट शुड बी स्किल्ड, अनस्किल्ड,
so
and
unskilled. So
semi-skilled.
yeah, you are right. So 150 is for a given year over hiring. So out of this 150, suppose other two are 0. Whatever LP has been calculating, I don't know, but it could be less than equal to. Either the complete contribution of 150 goes to this one.
Okay, got it.
So it
ठीक है.
was 1000 plus 150. That is one equation I am asking. That's the reason. And other equation is this green nodes are all contract. So similarly, we'll calculate for other years as well. I just calculated for 1 year, and we will be doing the same calculation for year 2 and year 3. Now let's go to our firing thing. So firing, if we see this firing thing, redundancy. So see, most of these values he's saying is related to cost, and cost is just a function objective. So we are not worried about that. Right now, our main equations are the like constant condition. So if an declare the then termination, so these are all like there's no so kind of redundancy. Uh, I I read somewhere it is a 10% of where is that thing? There's one catch has been written. This 10% cost आ रहा था इसमें 150 over the extra cost for employees this and cost of this here.
लॉस रेट बोल रहे हो क्या?
हाँ loss rate. Yes, loss rate. So loss rate is become the redundancy rate. Right. So after like motivation employees is down, so either they leave it due to firing and performance issues, right? So as our all the employees have for first year, all the employees are having more than 1 year experience, right? So if we see these things, so second row has been used because as per given condition, there's no recent employee for year 1. So what I did is like all the employees that is getting fired. So it should be 10% of unskilled employee it will leave. So unskilled employees in our case is X, Y1 to F firing node. So basically the X is a black line. It goes to firing node. So that should be less than 10% of total unskilled population. So total unskilled for current year is 2000. So 10% of 2000 plus. So in that case, if there is for first year current year there is no overmanning. Uh, but for next year it could be overmanning as well. So that's why I put 10% of in the second year if we calculate all the firing nodes of unskilled guys which has been fired due to deterioration. So it's become X, Y2 year and firing node, and it is less than equal to 10% of this year 1 population plus 150 of the overmanning or contract hiring that is coming from green node. So this is the equation I was creating for the firing node. Just like we can create this equation similarly for skilled or semi-skilled, and I created just for unskilled, but similarly based on this assumption we can calculate the other. So any means you guys think it's right or anything like we should also modify something?
ठीक तो लग रहा है मुझको, पर जब मैं कर रहा था मुझको वही कंफ्यूजन था. आई थिंक probably you answered that. These are all number of recruits or fire. So how to match this with the cost was what I got confused. So cost is in dollars or whatever, right? But rest of the numbers are in number of people we hire or fire. So वो मेरे दिमाग में नहीं बैठा कि like how will you create constraints or formulas so the dollars and the numbers get mixed up.
Yes, so it's what I felt it's similar to demand supply problem he has explained in the class, right? All these are your supply nodes, all these are demand nodes, and cost is just objective function which will come later, depends on either minimize firing or policy. So this is so this also like first year I have a doubt this like unskilled people that is going to like going to fire is 10% of this population, but uh, so we should not be adding the overmanning factor in this case, right? First year it is fine. Now let's go over to retraining. So retraining logic, as I mentioned, as there is no cost for downgrading, right? So I felt like professor put some catch to unnecessary confuse, because there's no need to downgrade and cost will not affect. There's zero cost, so cost calculation will not affect. And anyway, if you add this node, downgrade node, it will next year become a firing node or something. So as per this, if we read this, it is possible to retrain 200 unskilled workers per year to make them semi-skilled. This cost, again, this is a cost value, so we just ignore. We just right now focus on constant. And it is written, it is also possible to train semi-skilled workers to uh, become skilled. So it is always one step above. It's not like unskilled become directly skilled in the next year. And total unskilled to semi-skilled is 200. So what I did is X is your black line and Y1 is your year one. So all the unskilled people, uh, like it should be X, basically X Y1 to SS should be less than or equal to 200. So another equation, and next year it would be X Y2 to SS, that is also less than equal to 200, and XY3 to semi-skilled, that is also less than equal to 200. That is a black line, right? So similarly, we can prepare other equations for red, blue, because only red, because there is no skill 2 or super skill. So it is only one step above. And another constant in retraining was that 1/4 cost wala. Let me read. Retraining of semi-skilled to make them skilled is limited to no more than 1/4 of the skilled labor force at that time, right? So it feels like if you have too many skilled workers, right? There is a competition, and they want only half the 1/4 the number of semi-skilled to skill. Otherwise, in case of your teams, you don't want too many same kind of people at same level, right? So semi skill to skill can be only 1/4. So another equation is, I think I prepared like this, is your semi skilled is a node, right? Red line. So that is going from semi skill to skill should be less than equal to 1/4 of your BY3, which is
skilled.
Skilled workforce. So 1/4 of your, so skilled workforce is your whatever skilled summation is coming at this node. So if we see this third year, right, Y3. So AY3 that is coming to like semi-skilled to skill. It is less than equal to 1/4 of so current year, 1/4 of the current year or previous year, right? It should be previous year, right?
One, nahi, retraining, na? So it's current year, right?
So next year calculation of retraining should be based on 1/4 of previous like skilled people, right?
I don't.
Or the same year. That is also, I think, one doubt.
It's possible to retrain up to 200 unskilled workers to make them semi-skilled. Okay, it is possible to become skilled.
So 1/4 of the skilled workforce at that time, right? So means next year, how many people that is coming from semi-skill to skill is 1/4 of previous year skilled workforce, right?
It's
So 1/4 of
no.
like Y2, BY2, that is B line is your blue line, and plus DY, that is a contract green line, plus CY2, that is your recruiting line. So basically 1/4 of your summation of all these previous years. That is another constraint equation.
No, एक second. So imagine there are 1,000 skilled workers in year 2. Okay? And what he is saying, like, and there are 500 unskilled workers. So you can train only 250 from unskilled to skilled. Correct? So that's it, right? So वही constraint है, उसका और कुछ नहीं है. Like we don't have to consider what happened previously.
So yeah, like this red line, if you see, going from year 2 to year 3, from SS to S, that is AY3S. A is for red color, and it is 1/4 means quarter of previous skilled workforce. Previous skilled workforce is coming from your recruiting directly coming from year 1, and outside contract as well, and the previous year as well, right? Previous year your uh, year 1 semi skilled to skilled. So 1/4 of all these nodes values, right? Incoming supply. So that is what I was thinking. Like it will be 1/4 of year 2. All these are year 2 nodes, and uh, it will be B, C, D, and A. So do you think this equation is correct, or like?
नहीं, logic तो ठीक है, equation का पता नहीं कि like then we'll have to take from year 0 also.
Zero as well. Okay. And like let's go to recruitment. So so the recruitment condition is very simple. Maximum number of can be recruited from outside is like unskilled is 500, semi-skilled 800. So like if we do the calculation for year 3, that is D3. So D3 is skilled, and year 3 basically year 3 whatever the recruitment node is coming, yellow line, that is first abbreviation D and Y3, and that is coming from unskilled. So basically this yellow line that is coming from recruitment node from year 2 to unskilled node in year 3, that should be should be less than equal to 500, because unskilled in any given year is 500. So this value is less than equal to 500. And similarly for skilled, semi-skilled for year 3 is less than equal to 800. So D3, D is your yellow line, Y3 is year 3, and from semi-skilled node ending in semi-skilled, it should be less than 800. So these kind of equation is for recruitment. That's what I thought. Apart from that, I am not able to find any other equation. Rest are then objective functions, right? If we need to minimize the goal of firing, so our firing cost, we can write the objective function which we need to minimize or maximize. Or like in the next question, it was to minimize the manpower cost. So I felt these are the major equations. And one doubt was this initial calculation of these nodes, like 150 should be added. So any you guys have any further suggestions or any more constant equation?
I guess you have covered everything. I need to check what I have done, but
shall
so
we see
do you
your
know
solution as well, what you have done?
नहीं, मेरा मैंने आज सुबह एक भेजा ना, वही है, पर like
अच्छा,
I think I have like 3-4 sheet. I'll send you the proper one later.
One which you shared on the WhatsApp group that I have in my system. If you say, I can share that.
No, I think that's okay because उसमें मैं edit कर रहा था, मैंने ऐसे ही भेजा. That's what I'm doing. But I think this is better. So, पर मुझको I can still go ahead and fix my table based on what Ashutosh has did. But मुझको अभी भी समझ में नहीं आ रहा like how can we formulate the objective function? Basically, formula for objective functions.
Formula for objective function. Okay. So objective function will be the cost functions, right?
हाँ वही cost function. हाँ.
So we have to write, so as every question will be different objective function different. So if we need to minimize the firing cost, so firing node is right in first year, the firing node is coming from SS to F, S to F, and all these black line unskilled to firing, right? So if we write the objective function, goal is to minimize the number of firing. So number of firing, we need to sum this firing cost for all 3 years, because if we read the original question, I think this labor union or wants that like company should make a policy such that there is less redundancy of firing.
Yeah, correct.
And
That I agree.
that
We
is
have to add
labor
all three.
unions. This firing cost is sum of all these red lines going from uh, coming into merging into F node in every year, and we can multiply the cost. So firing cost is redundancy cost already mentioned. The cost of redundancy for semi-skilled and skilled is 500. So we can just multiply, right? So if we write the objective function, so like for first year it will be S is our red line is A. So A Y1, and that is ending into F node. This multiply by your